Going live? There we go. All right, now we're live. So, hello, internets, to people watching this either right now or in the future. This is a very small after party after hangout conscious conversation following the full moon global meditation that we did this morning on August 9th at 8 a.m. my time, EDT. And right now, just I'm going to have to multitask and invite more people to join, but me and Manish, my new friend, we were just chatting a bit, and we were just chatting a bit about some of the difference between how meditation is seen culturally, sort of in the West compared to the East. But yeah, Manish, did you maybe just want to, like, for the people listening, can you just tell us a bit about like what meditation, how it's seen for over in India, which is where you are?
Yeah. So, I'm not very familiar with how the Western culture does the meditation. The whole process goes on over there.
Was that a question?
Hello.
Hello? You can still hear
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, yeah, go ahead if you're still talking.
Yeah. So I was saying I'm not very sure on how the people in the West practice the meditation process, right? But in India, the way how it goes is like to get into the meditation stage or the particular standard, you'll have to initially settle down your body first. Like it has to be very in a relaxed stage. So in order to get the body in the relaxed stage, right, we practice a lot of yoga over here. And once you have achieved that, automatically you get into the meditation process, which we do it for around 15 minutes per day, and then gradually increase it to around 1 to 1.5 hours per day. And there are like lots of gurus over here in India who preach the way the meditation has to be done, and it really differs from one individual to another. The way they practice meditation, we can really focus on one particular organ of your body, or you could just focus on your breathing, or you could probably say like you could just focus on your throat when you do the meditation. So there's a lot of things that we could do when you're in the meditation process. So yeah, and one of the gurus which I would like you to probably see is a guy called Sadhguru. I will just post the Brenda. Can they see the text which is pasted in the
Yep.
comment section over here? All right. So I'll just post the link.
Hey, Jocelyn's here. Hi, Jocelyn. Okay, I'm just gonna repost this. Yeah, no, keep talking, Manish.
Yeah. One.
It's interesting. Okay.
So here's a guy. His name is Sadhguru, and he's the founder of the Isha Foundation. And if you could probably watch some of his videos, they are very quite they're very inspiring. And he's from the South India, and he does preach a lot of meditation practices over here.
Have you ever met him personally, or like seen him around, or been to one of his things?
No, I've seen a lot of videos over here on YouTube, probably almost all of them, and he does provide some of the meditation, the MP3 files, right, on his website for free. But then he has got his own engineering program, that is the meditation programs in his what do you say, in his course, which is pretty costly. It is around $10,000, I guess, for meditation classes over there in his area.
But why do you think they're so expensive? Like that's
Yeah, I was just about to ask
Uh,
the same thing.
I don't know. Like, even I was wondering the same thing. But the people who have experienced the engineering, inner engineering program, that is what he calls it. Uh, they, they do say that here they have experienced a lot of good stuff and whatnot. But I'm a bit skeptical about that particular point, because you spend around $10,000 dollars onto a meditation class. It doesn't make much sense to me. But then there are like other few people over here in India who are providing the meditation class for absolutely free. They don't charge a single penny for it. And one of the the classes is I'll just post the link over here. One sec.
Yeah, well, for me, anytime that anyone that has ancient knowledge, or they're
Hmm.
proclaiming that they have some ancient knowledge that we do not,
Yeah,
for me, that's a red flag. Because I think that the ultimate truth these days, and what a lot of people are figuring out, is that we are universal consciousness, like all of us, we're the guru, we're the healer, we are universal consciousness. We're the Akashic record, the library of information that, these gurus have access to. And all we have to do really is just remove ourselves from the ego, which says, I'm separate from everything else. And then we have universal access to that.
yeah.
Do they sort of say that specifically in some of the East, like in the Indian teachings and stuff? I mean, I figure that's like at the core of their thing, but yeah, do they actually sort of emphasize that, or do you think people are kind of trying to like commercialize on it from your
Yeah,
perspective?
I feel like the Western the people in the West, right, the way they teach the yoga, the power yoga which they say or they claim, I don't think so they have been brought out from the root of meditation. I think it's a thing which is created, which is done for a more commercial purpose rather than the real benefit out of it. So I guess the whatever the meditation or the yoga which you're claiming, I think it has to be practiced properly, especially the yoga part, because the uh, the the pranayamas or the whatever you do, right, the breathing techniques, they have to be done in a certain way, or else you won't get the particular the result out of it.
Mm. That's something that really interests me, that there actually is sort of specific techniques that have been passed down that people can benefit from, that actually do result in like a visceral effect of the human body that changes the state of it. Kind of like Manny, you were saying, like in for the meditation that they teach, they sort of say like first, before you
Yeah,
even really get into the meditation, you have to like go through the practice of relaxing the body. So maybe there are
yeah,
some people who like don't actually haven't been taught how to properly relax like their
yeah,
bodies and stuff. So I think it's valuable when there are people who can just sort of help us get there, because some people will try to like jump right into like the non-thought of meditation or something, but if they haven't
yeah,
relaxed their body, then
yeah.
they might not be able to get there as effectively.
I, what I feel is like I've been practicing like meditation for like 5 to 6 months now, and what I feel is like unless you get your body in a very relaxed stage, you won't be able to calm your mind down. So
Yeah,
if you
exactly.
have like, yeah, that's a big problem. I mean, unless you get your particular body right, your body has to be in a very relaxed stage before your mind really calms down. So the way I do is like I start with the yoga practices and then gradually get into the meditation practices such as pranayama. Have you heard about the pranayama? Where we breathe in from one particular nostril and exhale it from the other one. I think the Eastern people, like the people from the West, right, they are pretty popular with pranayama. It's pretty popular out there. But then there are like other meditation techniques such as yoga nidra, which is pretty powerful. What they really do is that they ask you to focus on a particular organ of your body, say like toe, then they come down to knee, and then to your stomach, and then to your eyes, between your eyebrows, and that's how yoga nidra goes over here. I don't know if you're aware of yoga nidra. Are you?
Yoga Ninja?
No, it's
Is
it's
that
yoga nidra.
I like that idea too.
It's yoga nidra. I've posted it in the comment section over there.
Can you explain that?
Jocelyn, have you like tried it out, the yoga nidra thing?
I'm not sure if Jocelyn heard you. Or
Maybe you
Jocelyn's.
want. Yeah.
Say it again or type out what is it like the phrase?
Yeah, yeah, just one second.
Yoga Indra, Indra.
No, it's pronounced as yoga nidra. Nidra.
Nidra.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
what does Nidra mean?
Like in that particular in that particular yoga session, right? In the yoga nidra, what you do is like they ask you to lie down on the floor in a very relaxed state, and then what they ask you is to do is that they'll ask you to emphasize or focus on each and every organ of your body, starting from toe, every single particular, like they start from the toe and then they move upwards to your body, like to your head, the fingers, the every individual fingers, every single particular part of your body, so that every single organ of your body really calms down. And
Yeah,
after that,
this sounds like
yeah,
my familiarity is more with Kriya Yoga
uh-huh,
than Yoga Nidra, which is facilitating the breath to integrate the relaxation. But it's Yin Yoga, so it's more calming the mind through non-action, and then you
mm-hmm,
have your Yang yogas, which are like Ashtanga based, the older types that say, well, if we wear you out enough, then your mind will, physically, if we wear you out enough, then your
Hmm.
mind will clear. And then the Yin
yeah,
yoga is like, okay, well, if we can't get to the physical stuff because your mind is still full of stuff, so just lay down and we'll do a bunch of breathing and then you won't think.
Yeah.
And basically, you have yoga, which is basically just trying to get everyone to that supreme meditative, non thinking, non judgmental, unconditional love space. That's my understanding.
okay. It's pretty different over here, the way it is practiced in India. If you're saying about the yoga nidra,
It's different. Is that what you said?
yeah, I
Well, I
think
would love to know the differences.
probably I could send a link out there in the comment section. Just hold on a second.
What does that? Say it one more time.
Yeah, just I'll just send you the link. Just hold on a second.
Okay.
Well, yeah, like I was gonna maybe even just ask like both of you, Jocelyn. I'd be curious what you'd have to say about this. What do you sort of think about meditations that really that almost seem like they're inducing like hyperventilation or something when you get into like really ecstatic breathing meditations? Do you think those are actually like worth it, or are they sort of perhaps like a bad habit to develop, or because I imagine that that's sort of like a fine line that people are walking, kind of like you said, where people are just like, oh, like like I'm in a higher spiritual dimension, or it's just like I've cut off the oxygen to my brain and I'm feeling lightheaded or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that goes back to Kundalini yoga, and
Yeah.
I think what people are doing is activating their adrenals, and so your adrenals start because you're activating. In Kriya Yoga and in the Yin Yogas, you're taught that breath is everything. Breath is a representation of the energy that's swirling around you. So when you can monitor where a person's emotions are just purely by the breath. If someone is breathing fast, they're going through their adrenaline, or their heart is beating fast and they're worried and they're upset. But if someone is breathing slowly, they're in a more meditative state, or they're calm, or they're centered. So that's what a lot of yoga is about, is becoming centered with the breath. And so I don't know. I think that there's a lot of different, in my perspective, there's a lot of different perspectives to be viewed
Hmm.
with the Kriya Yoga applied to accelerating the Kundalini through. accessing that part of the nervous system, because what you're doing is accessing, instead of accessing the relaxed state, you're accessing the other end of the endocrine system, which is like the superhuman strength that you get from adrenaline that allows you to lift a car, or even, see visuals, because maybe DMT would be activated by the pineal gland. So it's different things. I think that one is more reptilian brain and one is more mammalian. One is parasympathetic and one is sympathetic nervous system. And I think that it's all, it's a balance. It's a process that you have to just experience and decide for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
Jocelyn, do you think that the yoga or the meditation which you do, right, does it help you to, somehow rewire your brain?
I think absolutely. I think if you look at the
Mm-hmm.
Buddhist monks, Tibetan monks especially,
Yeah.
their whole practice is on making sure that both hemispheres of the brain are completely vibrating at the same state. So you're completely rewiring your brain, your consciousness, your DNA, and science we're in a really cool period of time, because science is able to actually measure that and show um, the leaps and bounds that this etherical, hypothetical
Mm-hmm.
space is actually creating these physical results.
Yeah. Brandon and Jocelyn, have
Mm-hmm.
you guys heard about the Zen meditation, which the Buddhist practice? Like, if you're like familiar with the Zen meditation over here.
I'm not familiar with Zen, like specifically that type of practice, actually. So
I've seen
I
like
don't know.
several videos on YouTube regarding the Zen meditation. It's so one second.
Beep beep beep. Who's
I
out
think
there?
it is, yeah. I think it's called Zen meditation, and I'll just send you the link.
See, for me, I've always done things backwards in my life. Like, um, a lot of people go out there and they seek a lot of like information, like
Mm-hmm.
to see how to do things. And
Yeah.
what I did was exactly the opposite, is where I would just kind of relax and go into this dream slash meditation space that I found. And then
Mm-hmm.
all of this information just started like literally just flooding into my psyche. And then I learned more about it on the internet. So in my experience, I think that my philosophy is follow your internal compass.
Yeah.
Always ask yourself what is true and what is not. Always, instead of researching what other people have done, in my philosophy, it's what would you do? You're the guru. What would you do? Like, what
Yeah.
feels good to you? You know how when we're kids and like we go out and we go and like dig in the mud, and we go and do all these, like, we want to eat with our hands, and we want to do all this stuff that you think that
Yeah.
our parents is not beneficial.
Yeah.
And
But
then now
Jocelyn, the problem I would have with that particular approach is that what you're trying to say here is the things such as yoga or the meditation, right? It has to be practiced in a certain way, and if you're not doing it in that particular way, right, the right way or the effective way, which the gurus teach us, like what I did was I went to the yoga center over here, which is near my house, and they taught me the yoga exercise which has to be done. So I wouldn't call it an exercise. It is called asanas, if you are like aware of it. So you'll
yes.
have to do the particular asanas in a certain way, and if you don't do it in a particular way, right, you would not get the effect which is supposed to be given from that particular asanas. Say like the pranayama, if you're not doing it properly, or the mudras which you have got, the hands which has to be kept in a proper way, and if you're not doing that, I don't think so you would get a proper benefit out of doing a certain yoga. So it's very important that you do certain things or the yogas in a proper way. So that's just my input over here. Like,
I think that if that's the way that you perceive it, then that's correct. I think that anything that we perceive to be correct is correct. So I think, you know, and
yeah.
um, it's interesting though because I agree with you to an extent because a lot of my evolution too came from I took yoga teacher training,
Mm-hmm.
and that was one of the most intense experiences of my life, and it was Ashtanga yoga because I'm a big
Yeah.
thinker. So
Yeah.
um, it's a very physical practice, and it's very like it's the same every single time. Very methodical, very disciplined, and I wanted to do something that would like crack the egg basically because I'm a creative person, as you can see. I'm not very linear. I just kind of go all over
Mm-hmm.
the place. Um, and so I wanted to do something that was more outside of the box for me, which is more methodical. You have to wake up at the same time every day, do the same breathing habits, do the same asanas, same mudras, over and over and over again. And this is actually what aligns chakras, they say, and opens up this portal of consciousness. But
Uh,
so I did that, and literally, actually, the first time was the that I got all of it down, which was probably 3 weeks into doing this every single day. But I just snapped out of my body and went into this space where I literally became everything on the planet, like everything on the
yeah.
asphalt. I could feel the asphalt breathing. I could breathing meaning evaporating water from the heat. I could hear the I could just go on with everything that I was like a part of within my awareness, but outside of it. But anyway, so I can personally attest to that part as well. So I don't know, maybe we're both right. you know?
Yeah. Like, what time do you like start meditating? I mean, if you do, is it in the morning or is it in the evening? Like once the sun goes down. Usually in India, it's the time where the sun before the sunrise and after the sunrise. During the sunrise, it falls down. So it's the time where you do yoga or meditation in India.
Yeah, that's what we learned as well. It's the sun salutations. So you're
Yeah.
saying salutation to the sun. But whether it's as the sun is coming up, or it's as the sun is going down. So, um, but I always think that if you ask the universe, you know, there's so many people out there that if you would say to someone, well, you can't access consciousness without spending $10,000 to go to this guru,
Yeah.
then half of the majority of the population, think about how many people are in impoverished situations, they would never be able
Yeah.
to reach enlightenment, which is not really the truth. I don't think. I think that all of us
But I
have
don't
this.
think so. Like, uh, to reach enlightenment, you don't have to go to any classes or of that sort, because even Buddha or any other people, they have not gone to any class, because uh, Buddha actually got enlightenment through his own salvation, right? The own work which he had done. So I don't think so. You don't have to go to any yoga classes or to do that. But the way I see it is like, if you want to get started, you would probably want to get into any yoga classes or meditation classes, to get the right techniques working out for you.
Right.
But it is not a
I
necessary
I
thing. You
agree.
should have to do it.
I agree with you. Absolutely. It was so awakening for me, and of course, there's so many different stories that that's why they have the 100,000-year-old practice, right?
Yeah, I know. There are like lots of gurus over here in India, and they have got their own approach of, getting into the meditation zone or whatever. Like every particular yoga guru over here have got their own way of teaching you yogas. So if you go to a particular, the problem which I'm facing right now is that there was a class over here which is near to my house, and I used to go there. It was pretty expensive. It was around $150 per month, and I went over there for like 3 months, and I couldn't afford it because I'm still a student, right? So I shifted the classes to another guru, and now I'm facing a problem because the first class which I was going, right, it was pretty good. I used to enjoy it a lot. Now I've changed my guru, and that's creating a lot of problem because I have to get in settled with that particular fellow and the way he teaches. And the yoga asanas or the exercises which he teaches, right, it's pretty different from the one he used to teach me. So yeah, it's very
Pretty
important
interesting.
that you select the first guru. It has to be the right one.
But maybe the second guru has come along to teach you that you can't hold on to attachments of the first one.
That's so guru.
Oh God.
I was just gonna say, we got a couple new people in the chat. Andy joined us as well as Nicholas. Nicholas, did you does your microphone work? Did you want to say hello? If you want to give it a
Yeah, it's working. Working. Thank you.
Hey, welcome.
Thank you.
Good morning, or is it morning where you are?
Well, I'm in Norway, so it's 4 p.m.
4 p.m. Sweet. Nice. Good afternoon
Where
then.
are you?
Thank you. Hi.
Hi,
I'm
Andy.
enjoying listening to it. So,
Yeah, this has been some good conversation, guys. I'll have to repost this little broadcast separately, just because I think we only have one viewer right now. So, but that doesn't mean we have to stop ourselves. So,
Nicholas, where are you from?
well, I live in Norway, but I'm Italian.
Okay.
Yeah, and I joined the meditation, global meditation today and yesterday. So I've been
nice.
meditating for 2 years now.
Wow.
So yeah.
What benefits have you noticed from starting meditation?
Well, more awareness or more clarity in life. I also enjoy every single moment as just pay attention to every single moment of my day, so not getting distracted from small things or
Hmm.
and just peace within. And yeah, I just enjoy being with people now, more just getting that clarity. I don't know how to explain words. It's,
It is. It's fantastic.
Yeah. One thing, Nicholas, you said you were listening to you saw the broadcast live with Deepak Chopra the other day. Yeah,
yeah.
like did you see the talk that he had at the beginning as well?
I missed the beginning.
Yeah,
Uh,
there's got to be the recording of it somewhere because like I know they had it up on their website, but I think they might have removed it or whatever for some reason. But I was going to say one thing that he brought up was that like one of the benefits of meditation is the idea for like spontaneous choice making as well. I thought that was really, really interested and just maybe wondering what you guys think of that. Like the idea that meditation sort of makes us more receptive to like consciousness itself to sort of come through. So that would make sense in the idea that, you know, like if even if we're in some sort of dangerous situation, having practiced meditation would actually allow us to process the situation like with like less anxiety and less fear and actually be able to like make spontaneous choices that in a situation like that like could end up like helping someone and you know really like preventing harm in a lot of way. I was just wondering what you guys if you guys had some thoughts on that. It interested me. Or
I
Jocelyn,
mean,
guess.
I think, um, yeah, the benefits are obvious. I mean, well, and you see that science backs this up too. It was like you're saying when you look at the two different hemispheres of the brain and how the body operates under stress, and all of the hormones that get secreted actually are counterintuitive to your body, like they're immunosuppressants. they like just actually phrase the telomeres, which are the bottom of the DNA, to actually make your cells more prone to mutations or cancers. I mean, it goes so deep, you know. It releases cortisol, which adds fat, which adds cholesterol to the bloodstream, which you're more likely to stroke or heart attack. There's so many physical displays of the different mindsets, and then to integrate meditation, I think, into your daily life. It's literally just balancing or lowering all of those counterintuitive energies in the body that you're not, the thoughts are not creating this attack system physically in the body anymore. It's removing that, and then the body just intuitively, it heals itself. It's like, you become this empty vessel for source to just pour in that energy that we have when we're babies. you know and when we're kids, that's superhuman strength. You just feel more focused and in tune and healthy and vibrant, and it's just so effortless. All you have to do is clear the mind. So I definitely think that there's a lot to be said, and mostly to be experienced. I mean, the main thing with all of this is everybody has to meditate. Everybody has to. You have to have your own experience. You can't just listen to someone else's, because it's never going to be like yours. It's just something. A lot of people say, I want to go skydiving in my lifetime. But for me, the ultimate jump off of the cliff is consciousness. And really simplifying the thought process to just where every moment is the wow moment. Every now is the wow. I guess. But that's my take on it. I can talk a lot, so sorry, you guys.
Oh, I don't mind listening at all.
I can monopolize some conversations for sure.
Yeah, well, maybe Jocelyn, maybe if you just want to help facilitate with some questions, even for Manish or Nicholas and myself, and Andy if Andy's jumping in.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's pretty interesting to hear how different. Like I feel like yoga meditation has been very commercialized.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, is Manish? Is it? Am I?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I read an amazing article about the differences between Western and Eastern practice as far as meditation goes, and it seems that like everything is lining up with the way that you explain things. And I think that, like, especially in America, everything has been really like simplified. And you guys obviously still have the roots of that. So, like, I was wondering, explain when you go to the classes, like a little sample of what it's like to actually be there with the guru. Because we have yoga teachers, that haven't been studying for thousands of years, or studying 1,000-year practices. They go to a course for like a month or 2 months, and then they're certified. They haven't spent their whole life. So I'd love to hear the differences.
Like, I haven't. One sec. I haven't, been to US till now, so I don't know how the way they teach. But from the YouTube videos which I've seen, right, it's not exactly the way it works out here in India. So basically, when you go into a yoga or the meditation class, right from the things that you eat, right? For example, there's a certain food that you have to consume during the whole meditation process or during the whole yoga period. For like, say for example, you're doing yoga for like 1 year. there's certain foods which you have to avoid. You can't just have burger or pizza and just go to a yoga class, right? So that's not how the things work over here. And the yoga teacher, she had, told me like before you do yoga or meditation, right, there has to be a gap of at least 4 hours, and you're not supposed to drink anything during the period of, doing yoga or meditation. And there are like so many articles which proves what she has said, right? Because when you have like food or the water, right, when you do meditation or yoga, the energy gets uh, diverted, I guess. And the way she starts the yoga class is like she would basically ask me to do a lot of yoga asanas, probably around 26 asanas, and then get into the pranayamas and all those other things. Yeah, I spend around 1.5 hours over there in yoga class, and then come back home.
So that is like a real school. That is amazing. I mean, here, it's all about there's yoga fashion. You have to have the right yoga. I mean, I'm not saying I do this, right? But
Yeah.
but it's all about, the girls have to have the right pants on, and it's only, it's like 45 minutes, and it's all about love and like centering, and it's become this really posh.
No, I
Um,
don't think so. Like the main intention, the main reason I went for yoga is that, or meditation is that I had this like the memory thing. Like I used to forget things a lot. So I went to the yoga class, and there are specific meditation or the asanas which can help you to improve your memory. Similarly, there was a friend of mine who was a bit, healthy, and he wanted to reduce weight, and he had a different set of yogas or the asanas which he had performed to reduce the weight. So it really depends on the asanas which you're doing. So they can be used in a certain directions, like to reduce weight, to improve your memory, or things like that. So yeah.
wow. That's so amazing. I've always thought that like for me, honestly, Ayurveda is very interesting. I've tried to delve into learning the elementals, but it's just so the information there is so immense. And I know that yoga and Ayurveda go together. Is that what you're talking about? The foods that you eat beforehand?
Yeah.
Is that a Ayurvedic medicine?
Yeah, it's very important. Like back here in India, right? There are like
Mm,
different sections of people who consume a lot of meat, people who do not consume any meat, people who do both. So when you go,
interesting.
if you go to a yoga class, the gurus, right? They're usually people who do not eat any meat of that sort, and that's because if they, that's what they say, because when you have meat or when you kill animal or uh, eat any flesh, it makes you
Right,
more violent. And
right.
yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, yeah. Very interesting. They're just so in tune. So then the yoga guru, the guru for you is almost as like a doctor for a Western culture.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She has got a master's degree in the yogic, in the yogic
Wow.
system. But I don't think so. You need to have a master's degree. There are a lot of yoga instructors over here in India who do not have a master's degree and they still do well because they have experienced the whole yoga or the meditation process for like 10 to 12 years, and then they start up with the yoga classes or whatever. So that's the way how they deliver the information or the asanas to their students, and then they pass it on to the generations thereon.
That is so
So it's a
interesting.
I think like I would be probably going to the Tibet, that is in the North India, in around 3 months from now, and to learn some of the yoga techniques or the meditation techniques, because Tibet is the place where the meditation has really started out, I feel. And there are a lot of people who practice meditation techniques over there in Tibet.
Hmm. Um, like it's not the thing is that it's completely different. I mean, it sounds to you like in your culture, it's very methodical. It's almost like what when we have a toothache or when we go to a dentist or when we have a stomach ache, you go to your family practitioner. I mean, this
Hmm.
sounds like, when you have a consciousness, something interfering with your consciousness, you go to your yoga guru, you know, and in Western culture, we just don't have that equivalent. It's like holistics aren't a part of the sciences. It's really strange, and I think it's because it's a newer country, so there's not a lot of faith in the older medicines that like, for example, your country. This has been around and healing people for literally hundreds of thousands of years.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, there's that faith there in the medicine, and for us, it's still it's like it's just become popular, and so they're making it very commercialized, and you know, you can go to Buddhist centers. I
Yeah.
would think that would be the closest thing to what you're explaining, and finding out different specific techniques. But
Yeah, I think yeah.
maybe the next closest thing would be paradigm shift community. But I mean, really, that's why we're doing what we're doing, is because, you know, unless you go to India, you don't really learn about this stuff. It's not really talked about. You have to you research it yourself, and there's not a lot of gurus, so you have to become the guru where we're from, you know.
Yeah. I think a good place in the West would be to go to a nearest Buddhist or the monk center where they teach you
Yeah,
meditation, because I feel those are the places they teach you the right approach to doing things right. And
yeah,
yeah,
that's interesting. Well, thanks for that. And believe it or not, it is actually 2:30 a.m. because I am from
oh,
America, but
yeah.
I'm in New Zealand right now.
Oh,
So
which
I
part of
think
US are you from?
I'm from the East Coast. I lived in North Carolina
Oh,
when I
okay.
lived over there, which is like under, you know, it's like on the same strip as New York.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but now I'm in beautiful New Zealand, and there's so much nature and loveliness,
And you
and I'm
guys are
so
there.
happy.
You guys are there for like another 5 months or so, eh?
Yeah, yeah, it's really great.
Nice, that's
So
awesome. How do you
yes, we have.
what's the conscious community like there? Are you connected with stuff going on?
Um, yeah, I'm a part of a co-op here, um,
Nice.
and but we don't, not a lot of like group meditation or anything like that. I do have every Sunday I go to a yoga practice, and I do my own practice in between that time, and meditate in between. But I mean, for me, a lot of my practice comes from going out into nature and connecting with the elements, and kind of just made my own, you know, if you want to call it
Mhm.
religion. I don't know. Um, with these things, you know, and really just trying to listen to my own heart's compass, and find what is valid for me, and what makes me feel most connected and alive and healthy and balanced, and just kind of research the um, the sciences in between, you know.
Mhm.
So I have this like this trail behind my house, Brendan, and
Mhm.
it goes all the way to the top of a mountain, and along the whole way there's like all these sheep and goats that like just frolic like around
Ah,
you, and it's like really magical for me because
that's
I came
awesome.
from such a metropolitan area to see like just untouched nature was like unheard of, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a
Um,
really interesting idea. The fact that like when we see an open field like that actually would imply that man has never built any of his like put his self into that land. And so that's kind of cool to think. The idea is like, wow, I'm walking through a field that hasn't been touched by construction in ever. Like
yeah,
yeah,
it's
that's
true.
really cool.
Yeah, and they just kind of, you know, nature just kind of does its thing, and I don't know. But the biggest thing is that you know, I think I'm a part of like a co-op, and they're doing this whole permaculture thing because 5 years ago, um, a massive earthquake just came and wrecked, where I'm close
Oh,
to, and so they're
are you in like what's that? What was the? It's not like Churchtown or something. What was it
no,
called?
it's Christchurch, yeah,
Christchurch. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was a big one. So you're near that,
yeah.
eh?
No,
Wow.
yeah, I'm living like really close to there. So there's this massive outreach that's going on that they're creating these. It's called food forests, and so it's like permaculture movement where basically just planting. It's kind of like Johnny Appleseed, but on speed. And so you have like these massive forests that can provide food for all of the city if something bad would happen.
Mm.
Um, so that's all being organized now, and I'm a part of that. And I don't know, it just really gets you back into nature. And like organic food here is like you're scrubbing, a carrot and you find like a little buddy slug on it, or like it's the real deal here. So I'm really excited to be able to
That's awesome.
experience all of this.
Yeah, yeah. Just definitely just take it all in. So that's cool. What about Manny? What's it like where you live? Is Manny just
Um,
yeah, you're sorry.
yeah.
Like is it?
Hello?
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you. Is it? Do you live? Is it sort of like cosmopolitan city area, or is it sort of
No.
country, or?
The place where I live in India, I live in
Yeah.
the south part of India. So there are like lots of gods and ideals and worshippers going on over here.
Ah.
Uh,
Okay.
so it really depends on which part of the country you come into. In India, we have got the north part, sorry, the south part, where they have got lots of temples and all this stuff. And if you go higher up to the north, we have got some delicious foods. And if you go further to the west or the east, we have got the Buddhist monks over there, keep meditating.
Mm,
So
interesting.
it really depends on which part of country you come to.
Do you ever plan
Bay
on
is
traveling?
Huh?
Or sorry. I was just asking if you had planned on traveling, if there was somewhere you would like to go.
Yeah, I would love to travel because I haven't explored any part of India yet. It's a shame. It's been like 22 years and I haven't gone to many places yet. I've just gone to 2 or 3 states till now. So yeah, I would definitely like to go to other places in India because India is a whole large country, right? There are lots of places to be explored, and every state has got their own, language, and the people who worship gods. They're all different. The gods which I worship over here in my state may not be the same with the people in the north. So it's very different over here.
Hmm.
And for a foreigner coming to India would be, quite overwhelming because uh, a lot of things are going on over here.
I would love to come to India.
But you must be very careful though. You probably might need a guide because you definitely get lost with the crowd. We are like the
So,
second largest population over here on Earth, so you definitely need a guide. And Jocelyn, I just wanted to ask you, like, which part of NZ do you live in, New Zealand? Like, are you from?
Am I a part of what?
Which part of New Zealand do you live in?
Oh, the
Like,
South Island.
okay,
Yeah.
are you like going
So
to stay
it's
there forever, or like, are you, going to move back to?
I don't
Uh,
know. I don't
Europe?
know. For me right now, Christchurch is like it's perfect for me. I don't know. It's just I love the vibration of it. It's very clean.
Mhm.
I don't. I mean, from where I grew up my whole life, it's absolutely beautiful. I mean, they filmed Lord of the Rings here. It's like
oh yeah, that's right.
gorgeous.
That's awesome.
And I'm obsessed with fairies. So how much better can it get, a fairy being in like the land of the Lord of the Rings and hobbits and
Yeah, that's pretty
things like
appropriate.
that?
Do you ever like
So I
dress
think
up and go frolic?
exactly.
Yeah.
So I go anyway, but but to answer your question, I do want to travel, but I like it here, so hopefully I'll be able to stay. But yeah, but I do need sleep, so
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna.
probably a good idea. I was gonna say
Yeah.
I think we can wrap up this hangout. I gotta get going with a couple things, but we had some
Yeah.
good conversation here, so that's pretty
Yeah.
cool. If anybody's not connected to each other through Facebook, just feel free to add each other. I'll post my Facebook. I'm not sure, Nicholas. I'm not sure if I have you on Facebook yet, so I'm just gonna post my Facebook if you want to do that too. And
Cool.
Manish added me,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yes, I have you already. Yeah. That's how I know about the meditation. And
Oh, okay, cool. All right. Maybe just Nicholas, if you don't mind, just send me a message through Facebook, anyways, just so I know, because I think I have a couple of Nicholases.
hmm yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, was there anything else anybody wanted to just like share with the people who are listening to this? Could be simple.
I
Best travel is the one within, not outside. So,
Yeah,
you are, you just have to discover yourself.
totally.
Uh,
Cool.
we just
All right.
got
Go
we
ahead.
just got someone else new that came on too.
Yeah.
Oh, who just joined? Bo joined. Hello, Bo.
Hi, I have a mic.
Hey, man. How's it going?
Can you actually hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can hear
Alright,
you.
I thought I didn't have a mic. My bad.
We were debating on whether we were gonna end the broadcast, and then you showed up. So, Bo, if you wanna if you want to like just ask anything or maybe share an idea, feel free, and we'll just go for maybe another 5-10 minutes, and then but I'll end the live broadcast, but then you guys can keep hanging out. So
Actually, I was just coming to check out the Hangout because I've seen the show before, but I actually had to get my kid up.
okay,
So I was just coming to check it out for a second, that's all.
cool, okay. All right. Well, maybe we'll just wrap things up now. Anyway, since we were going in that direction, so is that okay with everyone? Is everyone okay?
Yeah.
Jocelyn will get to go to sleep, and everyone else will get to go on with their day. So
Sounds
cool.
good.
Later.
Yeah, that was a good one. It was a good meditation. So we'll do it again sometime. And then yeah, Paradigm Shift Radio will be tomorrow too. So awesome.
Great. What's the subject about?
It's gonna be another Share What You Know show. So it's gonna be like open for anybody to call in. So if you're around, Jocelyn, you can feel free to call in too. That'd be cool.
Sweet. Sounds
Cool.
good.
All right.
There
Okay.
was one.
You're gonna have that.
What's that? Who's
What time are you going to have that?
what time is the show at? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
9 p.m. EDT. So
Yeah,
that'd be or like 3 a.m. for you, I think.
Yeah, that's okay. I
Yeah.
want to join. I really,
Alright.
I'll try.
Yeah, I mean, some people do that. Like, people will just, like, go to sleep and then wake up for Paradigm Shift Radio if they're on the other side of the world. It's interesting, because, like, to be awake at that time of the day for you would probably be pretty interesting. Maybe you might be, like, more receptive to the, like, conversation coming through or something, so we'll see.
I was planning on taking a nap and then waking up for the meditation to hear it, but then actually there was a 3.8 earthquake,
Oh,
and
wow.
so at that point I didn't really want to sleep, so I
Oh.
just stayed up.
Oh, man, yeah. Okay, well,
It was pretty cool.
that was the universe just, like, gently nudging you, being like, Jocelyn, wake up. Like,
It was.
Yeah.
If they made alarm clocks like that, no one would ever like oversleep their alarm. I'm just
Yeah, it'd
saying.
be funny if the Earth had like an internal alarm clock where it just gently gave an earthquake. You know, not like a violent or anything.
Or just like hydraulics on your bed, you know, and you
Or
can set
that.
it
Or that.
like
Yeah.
like shakes you.
Cool. All right.
But
Okay. All right.
anyway,
Well,
sorry.
let's wrap things up. Let's get some sleep. Get some breakfast
Bye,
for the rest of
Brendan.
us. All right.
Bye,
Take care, guys.
everybody.
So everybody, join me in saying
Okay.
farewell to the internet. So bye, internets. Bye, internets.
Okay then. Bye.
Bye. All right. 3, 2, 1, end broadcast. Peace.